mercy comes through devotees. When Durvasa, after running away from Sudarshan Chakra, came running to different deities, he first came running to Lord Brahma. Brahma said, I'm not independent, I can't do anything for you. Then he came running to Shiva. Shiva said, I'm also not independent, only Vishnu is independent. He comes to Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu says, who, me? I'm not independent either. Because what do you want from me? You want my mercy? So you came to the wrong address. Because mercy is in the heart, and my heart is with my devotees. So where I am, my heart is not there. If you want my heart is with my devotees. So go back to Ambarish. Ask for my mercy from him. So you know that he goes back to Ambarish, and Ambarish says, oh Sudarshana, if I have done anything good, any punya, any power and credits, please give it all to Durvasa. Every time I read, I become shocked. I think, why does he have to give everything? Couldn't he keep at least a little bit? It's so dangerous, give away everything. No? Leave something for yourself, no? But he gives everything to Durvasa, who was trying to kill him. So that's the words of the Lord himself. Srila Prabhupada also emphasizes that we can, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. You want the unlimited mercy of the unlimited Lord, go to the devotee, go to the spiritual master, go to Guru. And Srila Prabhupada has presented a very balanced way to worship the spiritual master, Guru. So Vyasa Puja is a very important day in every, not only disciples, but in every spiritualist's life. And we are very lucky that Srila Prabhupada makes this not an abstract concept, that there is some abstract Vyasadev, and we do some abstract Vyasa Puja, and then we get some abstract blessings. Srila Prabhupada has created devotees who present Vyasadev's message, and I feel very honored that I was invited to speak on the Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Prahladananda Maharaj, my old well-wisher, I mean old in the sense of since long time, and he's very friendly to me and kind. I have eaten many sweets given by by Maharaj. Sweets both with tongue and with ears. You know, Maharaj is giving so many nice verses and humorous presentations of the spiritual knowledge. So Vyasa, you know, Vyasa is the editor. Vyasadev edits the Vedas, and Vyasa, he divides. Like if they bring you a cake, you have to divide. It's the item of the razrez torte. You have to separate. You can't eat, you know, like without dividing. At least you have to divide with your teeth. You know, eating means you get a big chapati, you have to divide. So Vyasadeva, he has all the jewels of the Vedic shlokas, and he sees, oh my God, these people will not be able to digest, so he divides. This is Yajurveda, this is Samaveda, this is such hymn, this is such hymn. And even then, he was told to make it even more clearly, give the Bhagavatam where it is super clear, Bhakti, 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 Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. And then this is the blessing. So, the root of health is good digestion, and to have good digestion you have to have proper nourishment, and the spiritual master nourishes us with the spiritual knowledge, presenting it in such a way that we can assimilate. So on this day we worship the spiritual master, we reconfirm our connection. When we worship the spiritual master, it allows the mercy to flow without impediment, and this is the vital connection. There is no life in the Vedic canon. We say Guru vina gati nahi. No guru, no progress. No guru, no movement. No guru, no destination. It's very important. Some people worship on the Sanatana Purnima, Guru Purnima. It's called Guru Purnima, the beginning of the the Chaturmasya 4 months. But in our line, everything is specific and personal, and you don't have to worship some abstract principle. We have very we have illustrious personalities following Srila Prabhupada who present bhakti, who present the path of the effulgent path of devotional service. So on this day, every worship we offer to the spiritual master is the best thing we can do in our spiritual life and in our life in general. So this is not just an exercise in praising. And I remember Niranjana Maharaj, somebody told him, enjoy your Vyasa Puja. So he said, this person obviously has no idea what Vyasa Puja is. So he says, you have to sit on a seat, and usually as devotee you're not so eager to get all the worship, and it's a service that the spiritual master is doing. But Niranjana Swami said that one thing is very happy on this day, to me as the spiritual master in this moment, is to hear how Krishna consciousness is making devotees happy in spiritual life. So he said that when I hear that, this is the best thing in Vyasa Puja, when I hear how devotees are advancing in spiritual life and becoming happy in spiritual life. So today we are trying to do this little Guru Dakshina. There are 3 Dakshinas that are the best in the Uddhava Gita, Canto 11. In the Uddhava Gita, Krishna tells Uddhava what is the best, and best of everything. He says the best of charity is to give up aggression. The best of happiness is sattva gun, and so forth. And then he says, what is the best dakshina? And he says something very mysterious. He says, jnana sandesha, the message of knowledge. So then, therefore, all the acharyas come together in the commentary and they try to figure out what is jnana sandesha, who gives what to whom, and how, and when. So there are 3 explanations. Jnana sandesha. Sridhar Swami says jnana sandesha, the best dakshina, is you come to the guru and offer your eagerness to learn, so that the spiritual master can give the wealth he's trying to give. So you ask questions and you want to hear about the spiritual life. This is Sridhar Swami's explanation. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that jnana sandesha means you practice and you are happy in kirtan, Shravanam Kirtanam, and you share this happiness. So that's the best with other practitioners, with devotees, and that's the best Guru Dakshina. And then another explanation is that you get these treasures and you try to spread them to others. You try to share your good fortune. So these are the 3 main explanations of this best dakshina from the Uddhava Gita. So this is a wonderful day for all the followers, disciples of Srila Prahladananda Maharaj. I am very honored to be able to say a few words. Vyasa Puja is reconfirming our connection to the Sampradaya, offering our respects to the spiritual master, and in this way making our path to the spiritual world and to the best effulgent pure bhakti, devotional service, very solid in Srila Prabhupada's in Srila Prabhupada's service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So now we will start with the offerings of the disciples, and before that I would like Adipurush Prabhu, he says he wants to say a few words about that. Would you like to start, and then
Yes.
the disciples will go?
I'm sorry, I'm talking too much today.
Because, okay.
Yes, I'd like to stand up.
Then we will put the microphone there in front of Guru Maharaj for the disciples
Yes.
to speak.
There?
After you speak, we'll put the microphone there.
Dear Maharaj, many years ago I heard that, in our society we have one Swami who knows Krishna book by heart. The Krishna book by heart. When there was Vrindavan Parikrama, once they forgot the book and they wanted to hear, and then Prahladananda Maharaj just started reciting, and it was just as from the book. I thought, wow! But when I asked, then it was, I think, 1992, you came, or 93, you came to our BBT in Lithuania, Druskininkai. And I said, Maharaj, I heard you know the Krishna book by heart and the Bhagavad Gita by heart. But Maharaj usually reply, almost, not really, not really, in a humble way. Gopal Krishna Maharaj in some address said that follow the example of Srila Prahladananda Maharaj. He reads every day at least 10 verses, and by today he has read the Gita, that was some years ago, 120 times. So be like that. Read every day and learn. But not only read, but it's also very inspiring to always see your gentle humility and friendly attitude towards everybody. And having stayed next to you, I was extremely happy with your friendliness, because I was getting the sweets every day.
That was the mercy of my Ayurvedic doctor. He told me I should give all the sweets to a Paka Brahmin.
And yes, and thank you for your humor, which also makes all the spiritual instructions so sweet to assimilate, so nice to assimilate. I'm very grateful for all the preaching of the message of healthy balance in our devotional life. The devotees should also take care of health and balance different areas of their life. I really admire your example in pursuing all the spheres of development of human life, both health and languages, and presenting the philosophy of Krishna consciousness in the best way. And I hope that we will have a lot of your worthy followers who will present your message for the benefit of the world. And I'm very grateful to have been in the moment where you are the spiritual master and you are preaching the message of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is a gentleman and a scholar. So he glorifies his Guru Maharaj just by his service.
I'm the mercy of the sweets from the table of the Vaishnavas.
Yes, they're so potent. Just see what they do.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Vanchagopadu Sani Kripa Sindhi of Vaishnava.
So we will move the microphone. Can we move it here so the camera from upstairs will go? And then local Guru Prabhu will read the offering for Sudama Prabhu, for Dhruva Prabhu, and then Sudama Prabhu and local Guru will read theirs. If you want to speak freely.
Maybe you can introduce the devotees who are going to speak, where they're from at least.
Thank you. So Dhruva Prabhu, I don't know details about their personal life. I know that he came from Bulgaria, right?
That's something. Whatever, if you know, whatever you know.
Next time I will tell them to give me a personal details of their whole life so I can glorify them more. But
That would take up Prashadam.
yes.
Just what country they come from is good enough.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Right.
Thank you for this opportunity to be here and to make some little service for you. Of course, it is not everything that I can do for you, because it is, I think it is my life that should be given to your mission to explain Srila Prabhupada's philosophy to your disciples and everyone. You inspired me in my life so much, and I feel my spiritual path to be successful only by your mercy. So if I am able to do something, let it be for your, let it be present for you. I can not say many words, so please accept a little service that I can do for you.
Hare Krishna.
So it has been a change of MCs. I'm now the MC because Raja Sundari has to do some service.
Okay.
So the next will be Sudama Prabhu. So he's from Bulgaria. So you invite him to read his offering to Maharaj.
Thank you. Happy birthday. And thank you that you were born for the benefit of all the world, and especially for us, your devotee. And
Good.
here?
Anyhow, you'll get so confused you won't know where it is.
Stand here.
Okay, no problem, whatever.
Just stand in line with the pillars,
Okay.
just in case Lord Nishingadev wants to pop out of one of them.
I just used a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18. It is said that Kirata Huna Andhra Pulinda Pukash Adira Subha Yavana, members of the Kasha races and even other addicted to a sinful activity, can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme
Sudama?
power. I beg to
Sudama,
offer...
don't go too fast, it's being translated.
Okay.
You can't see her, but she's translating.
So yeah, I use the verse of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18, and it is said that Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pukasha, Abhira, Sumba, Yavana, members of the Kasha races and even other addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Maharaj, I'm also born and part of this uncivilized people, completely immersed in the trap of the material illusory energy of Maya, filled with innumerable material desire. I have no chance to escape except the shelter of your lotus feet by my dear spiritual master. Through your causeless mercy and the mercy of the Srila Prabhupada, I can feel the only security in this world by following your instructions. Although I don't have the Vaishnava quality to serve you, you still accepted me as your disciple, and this encouraged me and gave me hope. Every word coming from your mouth is imbued with the mood of bhakti. Although we lived in a horrible and degraded world, your words spiritualize the material energy, connecting everything with Krishna. Thinking of you, I can touch this perfect spiritual knowledge and try to apply it. Despite the slabs of material energy, I believe in the spirit energy. I believe one's most important duty is to be trained in intricacies of devotional service and to spread the glories of Sankirtan movement. Thank you very much for everything, Guru Maharaj, and your instructions are very beneficial for everyone, especially for me, and I try to follow them, and this is my security, and I wish you good, healthy, quality lifestyle just to spread in the future, and many, many years I wish you healthy life, just many people to be inspired by yours perfect examples, and thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So thank you very much, Sudama Prabhu. I have one request for devotees. When they are going to speak in the microphone, in this way the devotees from the internet will be able to hear. So if they stand too far, they will not be able to hear. So next, Lokaguru Prabhu. He's also from Bulgaria. He's brother of Sudama Prabhu. So,
well, maybe you can go ahead. Lokaguru, sorry. Maybe you can ask and find out if they're able to hear.
they're asking me to push
Yeah, I
the
know.
volume.
When someone starts speaking, then ask them if the volume is sufficiently loud enough that they can hear.
Okay.
So get some feedback from them.
Yeah, this was the feedback that we don't have enough.
Yeah, but now we'll try it
Okay.
and see if
Haribo.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, we hear you very nice.
if the mic. Some devotees are taller, so they'll have to break their neck unless you adjust the microphone or the sound.
No, it's
What's that? Good.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, we can hear you very clearly, and I have the translation of
Hare
all
Krishna
the...
Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for this Vyasa Puja celebration. We are very honored to have you as our beloved spiritual master and the opportunity to make a little service for you. And we hope in future we can do much more for you and for the disciplic succession. One of the qualifications of the spiritual master that he is a perfect follower of his guru, and one who is a perfect follower of his guru can be the perfect guru as well. So we have a fortunate to meet, learn from, and serve to such a perfect disciple and guru, who perfectly presents the mood and mission of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, and all the Gaudiya Vaishnava disciplic succession. The pure devotee feels ecstasy of removing the wrong conception of the materialistic persons and bring them back to Lord Krishna. We can see this Seva Dhyan, this meditation in your life, absorption, how to spread the mission of Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And some of the points I will mention are part of this Dhyan meditation, how to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada states that the effective preaching over the large population of people needs an institution, and ISKCON is such an institution today, and it's continuing only because of the great faith, full surrender and cooperation of all the disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. And he often stresses on the importance of the GBC and ISKCON, and what is more, you personally took the service of two ministries, the health ministry and the sannyas ministry, and I know in general it's not very pleasant and grateful service. So this is showing us really example that this movement should continue with all these efforts. Also you showed us the project of Purpose-Driven Yatra, which is a part of a global vision for spreading Krishna consciousness, and you're giving us a way how local yatras can be united in loving relationships and can attract many new people, and showing them this loving relationship, and step by step they also engage in the devotional service. You also very often remind us that whoever we meet, tell them about Krishna, Yare Deka, Yare Kaha Krishna Upadesh. So we simply speak the instruction of Krishna, whoever we meet, then we become a spiritual master. So you teach us that whoever we meet, it's a great opportunity that we pray to the super soul, Krishna in the heart. So give us the intelligence how to
engage or tell these people about Krishna. And also, purity is the force. So you're giving us the perfect example that how by perfect sadhana, concentrated mantra, and reading regular Srila Prabhupada books and regulations in the different daily activities, this is giving us the purity so we can be better transformers of the message of Lord Chaitanya. And you always remind us the basic principles from the Bhagavad Gita, from the spiritual practice, and whether it's a topic of a Vaishnava celebration or Vyasa Puja or anything else, you remind us the most important thing should be a humble servant, and remember that we are spiritual souls. So this main principle is very important, so we really apply it in our lives one day, we hope. And of course, as Adipurusha Prabhu said, bhakti comes from bhakti, so we really receive the most valuable gift from you, the mati, the inclination to turn to Lord Krishna. And this is because the Guru is empowered by Lord Krishna and thus mercifully give us the divine energy. So by the strength of that mercy, we can progress back to Lord Krishna. Malihana karesei bija aropana shravana kirtana jale kare sechana. Whenever a person receives the seed of devotional service, he should take care of it and becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of shravana and kirtana, then the seed will begin to sprout. So please bless us. We become the perfect gardeners of this Bhakti Lata Bija, and we can only pray for your blessings and mercy so we can implement in our lives a tiny drop of this ocean of Vaishnava qualities you are presenting us and your devotion to Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. We pray doing our best to grow this most precious gift, the seed of devotional service, and give it to others. So in this way we satisfy you and the whole Guru Parampara. Thank you again and again for everything you are giving us, and really pray that in future we can do much more, so we continue the disciplic succession and spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada to more and more people. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Loka Guru Prabhu. Next, I would like to ask Yashoda Dular Prabhu, who he is from Slovenia. He was initiated in 2014, and he will read also the offering for Madhavi Mataji from Croatia.
Okay. Dear Guru Maharaj, thank you for accepting me as your disciple. When I took initiation in 2014, I was not fully aware of how important this ceremony is for lifelong chanting of the prescribed minimum number of rounds. As life situations change, chanting 16 rounds a day seems really a challenge sometimes. If I would not be initiated, I would at times like that, say to myself, there is too much work and I am too exhausted to chant in the evening. I don't have time to chant 16 rounds a day, every day without fail. I will make this commitment when I retire. But I gave my word to you 8 years ago, and that gives me the determination to chant my rounds through any state of mind and body. When I look back now, I think it would be impossible to keep this determination if I would not take initiation from a living person, Prabhupada's representative. In order to faithfully keep the vows, they are made before other witnesses also, before the deities, the super soul within, the devotees and the sacrificial fire. On the auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja, I thank you once again for helping me to be steady in devotional service. And I thank you for being such a wonderful example of quality sadhana. I would also like to give you some good news. Starting from June, I will no longer work night shifts. And that means I will be able to have good sleep, better health, and chant more rounds in the morning. Your aspiring servant, Yashoda Dvavdas. And now I will also read the offering written by Madhavi Devidasi from Croatia. I volunteered to translate, and I didn't correct anything, no censorship.
Uncensored.
Uncensored, yeah.
Very unusual nowadays.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all good, honest, and sincere devotees and gurus. May they please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, Gurudev, and your holy name. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to my god brother Yashoda Dulal for helping me and having many good intentions towards me. May he please accept my humble obeisances. And all glories, and also all glories to all my god brothers and god sisters everywhere. May they please accept my humble obeisances. I am happy to say on this occasion, Krishna is the Supreme Person, the eternally liberated truth. That is what I remembered from a lecture of yours. And I am immensely thankful that I can follow you how much I can. I can say this, you are the Guru of the whole world and not just mine. This is a liberated truth because you dedicate yourself fully to everyone in the best possible way with your honest and sincere interests. Krishna and the grace of your Guru have given you mercy and everything that is needed for the benefit of all living beings and all of humanity. I always pray that if it is destined by the good mercy of Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, and all other beings which are following you on your way to God, that I also get the chance to follow you. May they accompany you through health, peace, happiness, love, protection, and long life, so you can always lead them with your abilities. I pray that the ones you lead are following you and respect you in a sincere way for the common good and in accordance with the disciplic succession. I am happy that I can pray and pray that Krishna does not allow that my karma, material body, affect you and that it is not an obstacle on your way to Krishna. Your ungrateful servant Madhavi.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your offering and doing this service for Madhavi Mataji. I will ask next Anantarupa Prabhu with Mataji Satya and their little kid Govinda. They are from Ukraine, but right now they are living in Italy for a period.
Buongiorno.
So,
Good day, sin. Good day, sin.
Oh, yes. Мы не можем много говорить, да. Да, может она перевести? Yeah?
I think she's going to translate. What is the program? They speak and then afterwards she'll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually there'll be a translation. Everything is translated already. Follow.
На каком языке? На русском. Guru Maharaj understand Russian.
Может быть. Говорит медленно. Очень медленно.
Дорогой Гуру Махарадж, пожалуйста, примите наши смиренные поклоны в пыли ваших лотосных стоп. Мы очень рады находиться здесь. Это чудо, это very miracle to be here здесь. Это очень большая удача. Мы не могли даже поверить в то, что это может произойти. Поистине, Господь Кришна безгранично. Его сострадание, безгранично, но сострадание Его чистого преданного еще более безгранично, чем сам Господь. Спасибо вам большое за то, что вы всегда вдохновляете и наставляете нас, как нужно служить Его божественной милости Шриле Прабхупаде, как нужно служить самому Господу Кришне, лишь только став слуги даса, мы сможем быть полезными в этой жизни. И вы показываете нам как это нужно делать. Вы живой пример для нас, как мы должны служить, как мы должны любить преданных, как мы должны поклоняться божествам. И то, что сейчас происходит в мире, это лишь помогает нам понять, что самое ценное, что есть это преданные Господа Кришны и книги Шрилы Прабхупады. И то, как вы их внимательно изучаете и помогаете нам понять книги Прабхупады, это тоже очень сильный пример для нас. У нас нет никаких хороших качеств, нет никаких знаний. Все, что у нас есть, это ваша милость, и больше у нас ничего нету. И за это мы вам безгранично благодарны. Мы желаем только одного. Всегда находиться подле ваших слуг и служить вашим слугам, и больше мы ничего не хотим. Харе Кришна.
Hare Krishna.
Харе Кришна. Excuse me.
Everyone understands?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. We cannot translate because they did not send their offering to Lavanga Mataji, so we don't have the offering. So you understood, Maharaj, it was for you. You can translate for us, maybe.
Yeah, he's better than I am. He actually understands completely. Do you want to say in summary what they said?
They're very grateful for the instructions, and they say that they have nothing except these instructions, and the best that can be in this world is serving the servants, and that's also the best blessings they are requesting, being near the servants of Maharaj, so that they can have the shelter, and whatever is happening now, it just helps to realize that this is the highest blessing, association with the servants of the servants.
It's a miracle that they're here to begin with.
And being here is a miracle, yes.
Thank you very much for Adipurusha Prabhu for the translation. Mukunda Madhava Prabhu, he's from Romania. Right now he's living in Ljubljana, and he's the Sankirtan leader from Ljubljana temple. So.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Thank you so much for your tolerance. I had the rare opportunity to be in your association for 1 year already, and today someone told me how lucky I am, and sometimes I forget. So it's really good as a reminder, and yeah, I hope I will be able to be in your association for some time. During this year, I saw many of your exalted qualities, like I saw your tolerance. Sorry for having to exhibit this tolerance. I will just give one example of this. For like few months, we were giving you for breakfast cashew nuts every day. and sometimes you would eat them, and sometimes you would just leave them there. And after 6 months or a few months, you just gave casually a bag of cashew nuts, and you received, and you said, "Can you give this to the devotees? I don't really eat cashew nuts." So, and what was more interesting, it was that you didn't even make any connection. You were like, okay, just stating a fact. So sorry for that, and thank you for. One other really nice thing I saw was you are teaching us how to recognize other Shiksha gurus in the movement and how to treat them and how to take Shiksha and not, because this is Srila Prabhupada's movement and you don't make a difference. These are my disciples and this is the disciples of my god brothers. So I'll give an example for this also. One day you were having lunch with His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj, and usually during Sunday lunch there is pizza, and I was asking his disciples, and they said, no, Maharaj will definitely not take pizza. So I said, okay, and then, I said, but still I have to give them some pizza, and then they were like, no, he will not. So then I came and I brought you some pizza and none for Maharaj, and you are very dissatisfied with this. That I should treat your god brother as good as we treat you. So yeah, I got that lesson, hopefully.
Especially pizza.
Especially pizza.
Especially when the god brother's Italian.
Yeah. Okay. One another thing, you're really the spiritual power behind this temple. Sometimes you don't say too much. Apparently you don't do too much. But each time you go away, we see that something is missing. Something is, and one thing in the Sankirtan reports. My name is written Mukunda Madhavadas, and in brackets it's written PAS, your acronyms. So that's just. I thought it's really nice to that it's showing who is actually distributing the books and who is the spiritual power behind everything that's happening. Okay, maybe I'll stop here. Thank you so much for your tolerance, and please bless me that I will not test your tolerance too much in the future. And, please bless us that we continue to, to spread Srila Prabhupada's movement the best we can.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mukunda Madhava Prabhu. Next, I would like to ask Parthasarathi Prabhu. He is from Peru originally. He stayed for a period in Australia. Now he's in Poland. So he has quite an interesting life. So please, Prabhu.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Prahladananda Swami Namine. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for having me as your aspirant disciple all these years since 1998. It's been a long journey, and it looks like at the same time it's been yesterday that you gave me initiation. Time really flies, and I'm not as young as I was when you gave me initiation. I suppose none of us are, but
most of us aren't.
yes, and also I can see the challenge in my spiritual life and how tolerant you are and patient and guiding me step by step with all my stupid questions that I always ask you, and also seeing you lately here in Slovenia, I can see that you are the mentor of all this yatra, and you're the motor of this temple and this yatra, and you're the GVC of this region. The devotees are so lucky to have you as a GVC, and they always, when I mentioned who is my spiritual master, is like my business card, you know. It's like I am nothing, but as soon as I mention your name, I can see the power of you in following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and how stick to his mood you are. And regardless how many things happen in our society, you are determined to follow Srila Prabhupada's mission, regardless the obstacles of your personal obstacles and institutional obstacles. And you always help devotees unconditionally, even in ungrateful situations. You are always there for all of us. And I just want to add that you are so complete. You not only a guide for us from the spiritual point of view, but also from the material point of view. You know how to advise devotees about how they can be more healthy, so they can have a better health to serve Srila Prabhupada, and you always prioritize health, which is important to perform in Krishna consciousness, and how important is to observe this, because with a weakened body it's impossible, like you mentioned the other day in the class, that if we are not healthy, how can we remember Krishna? How can we remember what we have to do in our spiritual life? So thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for guiding us all this time. And like Lokaguru Prabhu said, I wish you and ask Krishna to continue blessing you with good health, to continue Srila Prabhupada's mission. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Parthasarati Prabhu. He was like an impromptu master. So next, I would like to ask Nanda Priya Mataji. She's from Ukraine. Okay, right now she's not anymore in Ukraine. She's from Kharkov. So please, Mataji.
Дорогой Гуру Махарадж, примите мои поклоны, пожалуйста. Вся слава Шриле Прабхупаде.
Dear Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Does Lavangalata Uyeyo you're offering?
Лавангавата, да. Они понимают на русском.
Oh, they don't. But Lavangalata Uyeyo, yes. Okay, so just read. Yeah.
Конце прочитает.
Примите, пожалуйста, мое подношение в этот радостный день вашей Вьяса-пуджи. Волею судьбы последние 3 месяца я живу не дома. Но Прабхупада создал большую семью, где каждому есть место. За это время я побывала во многих храмах ИСКОН. Особенно мне запомнился храм Симхачалам, где Кришна очень проявлялся. Всегда вспоминала ваш пример стабильности в садхане, большое желание радовать Кришну. За это время я стараюсь поддерживать умонастроение, служение преданным, готовлю обеды, раздаю прасад, делаю гирлянды для божеств. У меня это получается только по вашей милости. На одном из фестивалей вы рассказывали в лекции, что сейчас вы на фестивале и думаете, можно и домой уже. Наш ум редко бывает удовлетворен до конца. Так и я, находясь в Европе 2 месяца, думаю, когда же я попаду к мужу на Украину. В такие моменты начинаешь вспоминать все наставления и стараться применять их на практике. В этот благоприятный день вашего явления я молю вас о милости стать более стабильной в личной садхане и углубить свое отношение со святым именем. Ваша слуга Нандаприя Девидаси.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So before continuing, I would like to apologize to the devotees from online. We have like 3 cameras and 2 have already crashed. So we are left with just 1 camera. So sorry for this. Next, okay, sorry. So Mataji Lavanga, if it's possible, could you translate?
Can you hear me?
Lavanga is on mute.
Haribol, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Haribol, can you hear me? Hare Krishna? Okay. I have unmuted.
My faith in electronics is diminishing.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me? Dear devotees, Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Haribol. Да, я понимаю, что меня слышно на русском канале, но мне нужно прочитать Махараджу. Меня не слышно на английском канале, к сожалению. Кто меня слышит на английском канале? Не могут. Я не знаю, да. На русском канале. Но на английском канале тоже слышно? А почему они говорят, что им не слышно?
Не знаю. What's happening there? It's not a...
Да, пишу им. Ага, спасибо. Я пишу им, что я говорю, что все меня слышат, но я, что меня не слышат.
Спришит Лавангалата, если он говорит сейчас.
Я говорю, Харе Кришна, кто-нибудь меня слышит? Прабху, я поняла, что вы слышите меня на английском канале. Я пишу им, что меня все слышат в зуме, но вы не слышите в Словении. Я не знаю, как, что еще делать. Харе Кришна. Я не знаю, в чем дело, потому что я говорю, и слышно, да, на... Харе Кришна. Матаджананда Гопика, вы меня слышите? Потому что я вас вижу. Вы меня слышите, да, вот где идет Zoom? В Zoom вы меня слышите или вы меня только в Телеграме слышите?
Я вас слышу в Zoom тоже.
И вы в Zoom тоже, да? Ну, значит,
да,
это
видимо,
Словения.
у них динамики не выведены.
Ну, вы, пожалуйста, им там подскажите, что делать, потому что я им уже 6 сообщений написала.
Да, я слышу.
Да, Ананда Гопика, спасибо, да. Да, Харе Кришна. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me in Slovenia? Haribol.
So I will read directly from the book. I think it's better because we have all the offerings.
Да, но она решила, что
Dear
они
Guru
будут
Maharaj,
прочитать,
please accept my
что она
obeisances.
будет
All
читать
glories to Srila
напрямую из
Prabhupada.
книги
Please
подношений,
accept
потому
this
что у
offering
них
on the
есть
joyous occasion of your Vyasa Puja. As fate would have it, I've been displaced for the last 3 months, but Prabhupada has created a
Матаджи
big
сейчас
family
будет
where everyone
читает,
has his place. During this
читает
time,
перевод
I have been to
подношения
6 ISKCON temples. Especially
на
memorable
Доприю,
was Simhachalan
с
temple,
книги
where Krishna
подношений
was
на
very much
английском для Махараджа.
manifested. I was always remembering your example of consistency in sadhana and great desire to please Krishna. In this time, I am trying to maintain the mindset of serving devotees, preparing meals, distributing prasada, making garlands for the deities. I am able to do this only by your grace. In one of the festival lectures, you said that now you are at the festival, but you already think it's about time we all go home. Our mind is rarely satisfied to the fullest, and so I am in Europe for 2 months, and I just wonder when will I get to my husband in Ukraine. At such moments, I start to remember all the instructions and try to put them into practice. On this auspicious day of your appearance, I pray for your mercy to become more stable in my personal sadhana and deepen my relationship with the holy name. Your servant Nanda Priya Devidasi, Kharkov, Ukraine.
Потому что мы английский
Yeah. Okay, so next we would like to ask Govinda Priya Mataji. She's from Romania, and yeah, right now for 1 year she should stay here in Ljubljana, and yeah.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. On this auspicious day, I pray at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Gauranitai and Panchatattva to shower you with many more Vyasa Pujas days. I have been very fortunate to be able to get your association for a little while. I'm saying little because here in temple, the times fly. I remember first time I came almost 1 year back for 5 days and I stayed 3 weeks. Then I ask you, I'm sorry. Then I ask from you the blessing for my plan to come for 2 months, and I stayed almost 3 months. And then again I revealed my plan to you, asking again blessing for coming to stay in Ljubljana temple for 1 year. I am here already for some months now, and I think it's time for asking you what are your plans for me. I finally feel I have come home, found my purpose in life, and that's only because of you. It is always very enlivening, deep, and introspective to hear your Srimad Bhagavatam classes and other lectures. Dear Guru Maharaj, you have shown by your own example the strong emphasis that you put on distributing and reading Srila Prabhupada's books and spreading your Guru Maharaja's mission. Please allow me to do my best, trying to serve you with the same dedication that you serve Srila Prabhupada. Not long ago, I realized one more time how stupid I am and far, but not from Krishna, but from the devotee he wants me to be. And I have definitely proved I have the capacity to be an obedient servant by serving Maya for lifetimes without deviation. But I no longer want to do that. So judging by my past history of obediently serving Maya, I want that my life be dedicated to becoming your pure and obedient servant. I'm sorry that I'm not as great as your other disciples. Guru Maharaj, kindly keep me under your divine shelter always. Allow me to continue to aspire to become an instrument in your mission to spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement for the pleasure of your spiritual master Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas. Your insignificant aspiring eternal servant Govinda Priya Devi Dasi. Guru Maharaja Vyasa Mahotsava Ki Jai.
So right now we have a guest of honor. His Holiness Chandramali Maharaj. Chandramali Maharaj Ki Jai. So, yeah, we'd like to invite His Holiness to say some words.
It's all right. He doesn't have to say anything.
He doesn't want. I thought that he wants to say something, but okay. So next, yeah, sarcasm is always catching me. Sorry. Maharaj, please.
You're too obedient. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavani Pastyatya De Satarine Srila Prabhupada Ki Holiness Prahladananda Maharaj Ki Jai.
Holiness Chandramali Maharaj Ki.
I knew that was going to happen. So, yeah. Of course, I've known Maharaj for so many years. I mean, he used to come and visit New Vrindavan, and I was just this spaced out bhakta running around trying to figure out what's next.
I had asked you.
Well, that was next. And a lot of things happened that shouldn't have happened.
It's an exciting place.
It still is. And so, yeah, so I've always seen Maharaj as one who's quite scholarly in Krishna consciousness. I remember when we were in Pune Yatra, and many senior devotees were there. There was about 4,000 devotees. This was in, must have been around 2004 or 5, or maybe a little bit later. And then Maharaj gave a class. And then somebody wanted to count how many times he recited a particular verse in the class. And I remember the class, he recited 53 different verses to support his class.
It was only a 50-minute class, too.
Yeah, Shruti Dara. Yeah, so I remember that, and he recited the verses perfectly according to the Sanskrit and the translation. So I was amazed at that. I was thinking, whoa, it take me many lifetimes to get to that level. But then, I was always impressed by Maharaj's scholarliness and his absorption in his vrata of reading and speaking about Srila Prabhupada's books regularly. He had such when we used the example of Raghunath Das Goswami, whose austerities were like lines in a rock. In other words, if you put lines in the rock, you can't erase it. So I was thinking also when I used to speak to Maharaj, and he would always, every day he would be reading Srila Prabhupada's books for an extended period of time without fail. And that's what it takes to actually to really to be a preacher and to really inspire others in Krishna consciousness. So that was always something that I always found that was really inspiring for me, because I was never like that. Although I had a great thirst for reading Prabhupada's books, I could never be so continuous on a day-to-day basis in doing it. And I was always admiring Maharaj's determination to do that no matter what. And I was with him many times, and we would be in different programs. And he would, even in the middle of the program or at some other time, during the program when there was a break, he'd be taking out his little iPod and iPad, yeah, and reading from Prabhupada's books. So, and that's really what Srila Prabhupada wanted. He wanted us to not only read the books, but learn the books, and be able to explain this knowledge in the books. And he said that this is what it takes to actually practice Krishna consciousness effectively and continuously. That's one of the main qualities that I saw in Maharaj is such. And, you know, if there's any question I ever had, I always ask him, and he can always recite, you know, something that Prabhupada said in relationship to the answer. So that was very inspiring for me. And it also obviously was inspiring for everybody else who knew about that also. And this is what, and to please the Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada put so much time, effort, energy, and importance in both reading and studying and speaking his books. He emphasized that continuously. So obviously it's very pleasing to Prabhupada for one who comes up to that standard of, you know, reading, studying, and speaking according to Srila Prabhupada's books, because Prabhupada is the foundation for everything we do and everything we know in Krishna consciousness. And that's all we really need is Srila Prabhupada. Everything is there. So Maharaj, we can call him a Prabhupada man. So in that sense. Another thing I'd like to mention, which is a little bit different, is that Maharaj has now been here, I think, for the last 2 years plus, almost 2.5 years coming. And he's very much become a part of this yatra here. And the reason why is that he's trying to make a difference in helping to expand the yatra, develop the yatra, and inspire the devotees to come up to a higher standard of Krishna consciousness. I mean, he could be anywhere else in the world preaching and going to other places, but he's put his time, emphasis, energy, and intelligence in trying to help this particular. So I think as a message to all of you, we should really appreciate that. That's rare. You're not going to find that anywhere where when a senior devotee has spent so much time, energy, and effort in helping a particular yatra directly. And so I think what I'm saying also is that we should give him a maximum amount of support in his efforts to help develop this yatra more and more. And that will be pleasing to him and to, of course, everybody will benefit, and especially Srila Prabhupada. So that's a very important part of his service right now, is to really help develop this particular temple more so. And it shouldn't be taken for granted that he's just here and that's fine. No, we should understand that he's here with a mission, an important mission. And I've seen how much time and effort and energy and importance he's put in trying to develop this more and more. So what I'm asking all of you is to try to cooperate with him, work with him, and try to develop that the plan that is now a vision for developing this yatra. That's very important, I think, and that will benefit all of us ultimately. So thank you, Maharaj, for doing that. And on another level, he's helped me so much in the fact that I don't have to give classes every day. So he's here also to balance that out. And so that's a little, on the lighter side. So yeah, so he's giving so much classes time, and along with planning and developing programs to push this yatra forward in a very, we say, serious way, in a very real way. So I think everybody should appreciate that. And that appreciation will come by supporting Maharaj's programs for developing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Prahladananda Maharaj. And I also say that he is one of the first devotees to come to Krishna consciousness. He goes all the way back to 1967 when the movement was just about a year old. So you can see his experience, his determination, and his knowledge of and experience in Krishna consciousness is long-term. That's important to understand too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Chandramauli Maharaj has been here for a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
July will be 2 years, yeah.
2 years, yeah. He not only is here, but he's in Croatia. So if you want to take a challenge, just follow his footsteps. His dancing steps. He's the Kirtanacharya of our zone. He doesn't, as in the spiritual world it says, Shriyaksh Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpaturivo Srimad Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi Tvam Amritam. That in the spiritual world, people, when they don't walk, they dance. Their walking is dancing and their talking is singing. So just imagine what it's like. If their walking is dancing, just imagine what their dancing is like. If their talking is singing, just imagine what their singing is like. So if you want to get a little glimpse of that, you can watch Chandramauli Maharaj when he gets ecstatic and starts dancing. He gets everyone dancing. Even if you look closely, you can see the Panchatattva also dancing.
Yeah, I like to dance.
When we have one Mataji who's now who will be in Croatia, Mother Nityananda Kari. She has this bioresonant machine, and when she read Chandramauli Maharaj's diagnosis, she said everything. Well, some things can use an improvement, but what's really strong is his legs.
The left leg mostly. The right leg is a little lagging behind.
Anyhow, they're both ecstatic.
Yeah, everybody has to be. Somebody has to be the leg man.
And besides that, he's a veteran of New Vrindavan. Anyone who's a veteran of New Vrindavan, he can face any challenge.
There's no surprises. If you've been to New Vrindavan, you'll know that. We used to call ourselves the inmates of New Vrindavan. And Prabhupada used to say that if you can't make it any other place in the movement, then send them to New Vrindavan.
And that's why Chandramauli Maharaj, he deals with all the inmates in jail because he knows what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, some of the devotees there were persons who had been in jail, like a large majority.
And some of them are now in jail.
Yeah, history doesn't change much.
And Chandramauli Maharaj also exhibits many of the good qualities of Radhanath Maharaj, who's a close associate of him.
Yeah, Maharaj is amazing. I was just listening to some of his talks last night. It was amazing. Yeah, he's always been my inspiration in Krishna consciousness. So I also see him not as a god brother, but as my Shiksha Guru. You know. Thank you, Maharaj, and best wishes. And I guess you're another year older now, huh? I guess now you're like, was it 44 now, right? 45?
Plus a few years.
44.
My arithmetic is not so good anymore.
After a certain age, I just stop counting anymore. There's no need to count. Yeah. He's still young.
We're all young. Prabhupada, until actually practically 76 or 77, one time he turned to Hari Saripuru and said, "Now I'm old."
Yeah, when you stop to think, then you realize it's not like what you want it to be. Thank you, Maharaj. Continue to give your association here to the devotees there.
Well, you're also giving your association.
If you ask Nananta, he'll deny that. He's not here to debate with me, but he just says, he's always asking me, and I'm always giving different reasons. Nananta is really amazing. He's always enthusiastic for preaching, so he makes sure I stay enthusiastic.
And everyone else in the temple.
Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna. Is there more devotees that are going to speak? Yeah, my obeisance is Maharaj.
My obeisance too.
Aditadam Bhavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo.
Thank you for coming and blessing us.
Prahladananda Maharaj ki jai.
Chandamali Maharaj ki.
So it's so nice to hear such exalted personalities talking like this. It's also nectar for all of us. Next, I would like to ask Mahendra Prabhu, who is a senior devotee.
That's nice. Where does he come from?
Well, Loka Guru Prabhu, please help me.
Bulgaria.
And I also understood that he is doing services on the sannyasi ministry.
Yes.
So,
you can float if you can.
Yeah, we have the microphone here, so thank you.
We heard you were practicing.
Coming close, Maharaj. Thank you very much for your association. I have a good fortune also to do service, and I've always thought how I'm inspired to see your example, that even in difficult situations, with difficult cases, when dealing with devotees or any people, you are always down to earth and very practical and not sentimental, but at the same time very sensitive and respectful and caring for the devotees. And I always am very much amazed how you can even sometimes when there is tension and conflict, you ease up the situation. And of course your wonderful sense of humor helps that, and it lightens up the situation and everyone. So it's a wonderful and very great honor and pleasure for me to serve, and somehow to be able to try to serve along with you in Srila Prabhupada's mission. And your qualities, which Chandra Maurya Maharaj mentioned, in determination and steadiness, especially in hearing and chanting and studying Srila Prabhupada's books, it's amazing. That steadiness through decades, and it's like immovable. Your steadiness, and if I'm praying to the Lord, if I can imbibe even a small particle of that, will be very grateful. And I guess it's an example for all of us to see such a senior devotee like you to stick to the basis, to the simple things which Prabhupada gave us, but they are simple, but actually most sublime and enough for every one of us to reach the highest the highest possible goal of human existence, to awaken our dormant love to God, to Krishna, and not just any love, but the specific love of the Vrajabasis, which Lord Chaitanya came to give, and Srila Prabhupada so mercifully distributed for any one of us. So, yeah, he gave us simple things, and you're showing how to follow that by your life and example, and it's very, very inspiring, and I'm very grateful and praying that I can continue to have your association and to try to assist you in any way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mahendra Prabhu. So next we'll try again with the technology. I would like to ask Tittapada Prabhu. He's from Australia. If he can unmute himself. Okay, it seems he is not online. Next, I would like to ask Jayashri Mataji from St. Petersburg. So Mataji, could you please unmute yourself?
Харе Кришна. Меня слышно? Харе Кришна. Харе Кришна. Бедно, скажите, слышно меня или нет?
А мы вас слышим, но там, возможно, у них колонки не работают. Сейчас, секундочку, я думаю, они должны организовать. Вы говорите, главное, ну, чтобы они видели вас. Сейчас
Спасибо.
они должны техническую часть.
Спасибо. Харе Кришна. А что мне говорить? Начинать уже подношение? Нет? Просто что-то говорить?
Пока просто подождите, сейчас они скажут.
Харе Кришна. Спасибо.
Right now we can hear you, so please start.
Харе Кришна.
Они говорят, что вас слышат, вы можете начинать.
Харе Кришна. Спасибо большое. Намам Вишну Падая Кришна Прештая Буталия Шимати Прахладананда Свами Тинамине. Намам Вишну Падая Кришна Прештая Буталия Шимати Бхактивиданта Свами Тинамине Намасте. Сарасвати Деви Горавани Прачарине. Нирвишеша Шуня Вади Пашчатя Шатарине. Дорогой Гуру Махарадж, дорогие преданные, примите поклоны. Харе Кришна. Дорогой Гуру Махарадж, примите поклоны в пыли ваших лотосных стоп. Вся слава Шриле Прабхупаде, вся слава вашей божественной милости. В благоприятный день вашей Вьясапуджи позвольте выразить вам огромную благодарность за то, что по вашей милости и милости Шрилы Прабхупады мы можем идти в правильном направлении и имеем полномочия помогать заблудившимся душам и помогать им принять правильный курс. Потому что настоящее счастье для каждой души — быть с Богом и стремиться к осознанию своей духовной природы. Большое спасибо, дорогой Гуру Махарадж, за ваши молитвы о нас, за любовь и заботу. Своей проповедью вы вдохновляете нас стремиться к большему пониманию тех, кто имеет желание и может слушать о Боге, а также быть верными наставлениям духовного учителя, быть пунктуальными и обязательными в выполнении своих каждодневных обязанностей, являющихся непосредственным служением духовному учителю и Шриле Прабхупаде. Видя вас и ваше служение, ваше стремление осчастливить Шрилу Прабхупаду, хочется еще больше погружаться в преданное служение, как акула погружается в толще вод океана. Дорогой Гуру Махарадж, в этот удивительный день вашей Вьясапуджи позвольте попросить ваших благословений на то, чтобы всегда быть и оставаться у стоп Шрилы Прабхупады, видя вас впереди и всегда оставаться на корабле Шрилы Прабхупады в обществе преданных. Харе Кришна, примите мои смиренные поклоны в пыли ваших лотосных стоп. Джая Шрила Прабхупада, желающая стать слугой ваших слуг, ваша ученица Джая Шри Девидаси. Харе Кришна. Спасибо.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lavanga Mataji, if you can translate.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes.
Haribol? Yes, you can hear me. Okay. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your divine mercy. On the auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja, let me express my immense gratitude that by your grace and Srila Prabhupada's grace, we can go in the right direction and have been empowered to help misguided souls take the right course. Because the real happiness for every soul is to be with God and to strive to realize one's spiritual nature. Thank you very much, dear Guru Maharaj, for your prayers for us and your love and care. Through your preaching, you inspire us to become more sensitive to those who have the desire and capacity to hear about God, and also to be faithful to the instructions of the spiritual master, and to be punctual and diligent in our daily duties as a direct service to the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. Seeing you and your service and your desire to make Srila Prabhupada happy makes me want to dive even more into devotional service, like a shark dives into the ocean water. Dear Guru Maharaj, on this wonderful day of your Vyasa Puja, may I ask for your blessings to always be and remain at Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, seeing you in front and always, always stay on Srila Prabhupada's ship in the company of devotees. Hare Krishna, accept my humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. Jai Srila Prabhupada, desiring to become your servant of your servant of your servant, your disciple, Jaya Shri Devidasi.
Thank you very much, Lavanga Mataji, for the translation. And the last offering for this session, I would like to ask Ekayani Mataji. She's from Ljubljana. She was the Mataji that sang so beautiful the Guru Ashtaka prayers.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances into the dust of your lotus feet. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing our fallen position like this, and this is also my position. I have fallen into the ocean of material existence as a result of my selfish activities, which are without beginning, and I see no means of deliverance from this great ocean of nations. Day and night, my heart burns from the poison of these worldly activities, and on account of this, mind never finds any satisfaction or happiness. Only Sri Krishna's causeless mercy and the mercy of his devoted servants can save us. It is difficult for a fallen person like me to see and assess my own situation because I'm literally blind. However, even the briefest encounter with a devotee can be life-changing. My gratitude and appreciation for you, Guru Maharaj, are beyond words. Through all my life challenges, you and Krishna are guiding me to a higher level of consciousness. I see the challenges not as a threat, but as a real challenges to organize and balance my life so that thanks to your mercy, Krishna is always in the center. I'm slowly, obviously I'm slow, I'm realizing how beautiful and easy, in a way, the method of Srila Prabhupada gave us is. Just chant and be happy, high thinking and simple living. No matter how things turn out in life, in the flood of thoughts and feelings, there's a simple yet very efficient method. Chanting the holy name, serving Sri Krishna and his devotees. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gave this advice, grihe take, tako, vane tako, sadahari bole dako. Suke duke bolanako, vadane harinam korore. Whether you're a householder or a sannyasi, constantly chant Hari Hari. Do not forget this chanting, whether you are in a happy condition or a distressful one. Just fill your lips with the Harinam. I'm sincerely grateful for your generosity, compassion, protection, and advice. I pray for the opportunity to serve you, Shri Krishna, and all the devotees properly. I wish I could be placed at your transcendental lotus feet someday, for I know this is the path to Vaikuntha, our spiritual home. I wish you all the best for your Appearance Day, and I'm really, really very lucky to have you as my guru. Thank you very much. Your servant, Kayani Devidas.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji. So now we finish with the first round of offerings, and we will have a